5 is here. John Impemba with Andrew Cooper taking up to the 12 o'clock hour, getting you all the latest NFL news and active injuries, you name it. We're covering it. We're here to answer your start sit questions, get you guys ready for week 5. We'll also keep you updated as to what is going on in this London game. A pretty interesting start to this one. We have Jacksonville driving down the field again, looking to score before halftime. We just saw Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen connect on a touchdown a few minutes ago. We had Zay Jones catch a touchdown pass. So some interesting start to the 9:30 game here, Coop.
Yeah, this is the best. They really should just find a way to have football. Just one game in the morning. It's beautiful. We have one game at night. Why can't we always have one game in the morning? Just make it a permanent installation, baby. Breakfast ball for the kids. Stephon Diggs with the touchdown. I could use an Evan Ingram touchdown right here. Not going to lie. We'll see what happens. And we'll let you guys know what happens. But make sure you guys are getting your questions in and make sure that you have the format in there and all the information we need to make these decisions, because there's a lot of tough decisions today, John, right?
Yep.
How to Taylor back, but maybe not playing every snap. Cooper Kupp is back. How does that affect Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell?
Jameson Williams being active.
Jameson
Noah Brown. A lot of questions certainly to get to, a lot of storylines to get to here for this week. And I see a lot of you starting to roll into chat here. If you have any questions, you can throw them in there. Like Coop said, give us the full scope of the picture. Makes it a lot easier for us to answer the questions and give you guys the best advice we can. I can also promise you only need to enter your question in once. Coop and I will go through and read all of the questions here for all of you here today and get you guys ready for your NFL Week 5. I'll even throw the questions on the screen so everybody can go ahead and see what everybody's asking.
Look at that.
And you can see how things are going. Let's start off here, Coop. Again, we're going to have a busy day this morning. First question here, we got Lewis wants to know, Dubs or 2.5 PPR?
Yeah, I mean, there's uncertainty that's been created with the Cooper Kupp coming back. I mean, we don't know for sure who the guys in 3 wide receiver sets are going to be. Does Puka come out because Cooper Kupp has his job now? Does Tutu Atwell come out? Does Van Jefferson come out? Last week, we saw Christian Watson return, and the guy that played every snap and maintained his full role was Romeo Doubs. Jaden Reed played limited snaps. Dontavian Wicks is probably going on the back burner. So I'm sticking with Doubs here, man. At least we know he's going to maintain his full outside role. We don't know for sure with Tutu.
Yeah, Doubs for me as well. Tutu is the one I am more afraid of losing his share there. I can't imagine Puka Nacua is the guy that comes off the field the way he has started. So I'm going to go with Doubs here as well. We got a strip sack here by Buffalo's defense. So Jacksonville's drive ends as the half closes out there. Wes wants to know, do I pick up Wan'Dale Robinson or Rashee Rice for their bench before today's game? Coop, where are we going here?
Wow, that's a tough one, man. But I think it's got to be Wan'Dale, right, John? Because we saw, he played 22% of the snaps. He got 5 targets. They ramped him up to 60% of the snaps, and he got 6 targets. What happens when this guy gets a full snap share? I mean, if he's a lock for 5 or 6 targets when he's playing a partial share, you kind of got to lean in, right, John?
Yeah, listen, I think Wan'Dale Robinson right now is certainly trending in a better direction. I would love to see Rashee Rice play 70% of snaps today because then I would go that direction, because obviously we think the Chiefs offense has more potential than the Giants offense does. But as I've been talking about all offseason, one of the reasons why I like Jalen Hyatt, unfortunately, is that because there really isn't a skill separation to me in terms of like where the target's going to go in that Giants offense. We know Travis Kelce is the number 1 target in the Chiefs offense. So Rashee Rice has to kind of fight for those number 2 targets, where Wan'Dale could very well be the number 1 wide receiver in New York. So I would go Wan'Dale as well, but I would love to see Rashee Rice take on a bigger role this week. Standard League question, Josh Jacobs or Kyren Williams today?
Ooh, wow. So Kyren Williams is a pretty terrible matchup versus the Eagles. And in matchups like that, you kind of have to bank on receptions. But in the Standard League, you don't really get a huge boost for that. I mean, receptions are still more valuable than carries, even in Standard Leagues. But I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I got to go Jacobs. What do you think, John?
Listen, Josh Jacobs had 7 catches, I think, last week or something like that, right? So, very, very involved in the passing game as well. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be back this week as well, and you can run on Green Bay. I like Josh Jacobs over Kyren Williams here today. Ann says, good morning. Jared, our friend over there, says, happy week 5. Andrew, we got a DraftKings single entry question. David Montgomery, Tyreek Hill, and A.J. Brown, or Breece Hall, Tyreek Hill, and Justin Jefferson. So It is a Montgomery and Brown versus a Hall and Jefferson coup.
Yeah, so honestly, and this is the thing, now that Saquon's not playing, are the Dolphins going to have to pile it on? When I start looking at these, I know you have Tyreek in both, but maybe he should be the odd man out there. I moved David Montgomery up in my rankings, John, to 2,
Yeah,
RB2.
I don't blame
I would you put him ahead? I couldn't. My heart and
you.
my
Bijan still
brain.
won.
No, I have Christian McCaffrey one.
McCaffrey. Okay.
McCaffrey one. But like I couldn't put him ahead of McCaffrey, but I put him ahead of Bijan's another smash start this week.
Yeah.
I'm starting him in DraftKings as well. But I looked at Tony Pollard versus the 49ers and I was like, you know what? I actually would rather have David Montgomery with no Junior Gibbs. So and David Montgomery he honestly might be one. He might just be
DVOA 32 is where Carolina Panthers rank against the run. That is dead last. And David Montgomery had 32 carries last week. So yes, if you look at our DraftKings percentage rostership over at Fantasy Alarm, you'll see David Montgomery expected to be the highest roster running back of the slate. Coop, we talk about this all the time, why sometimes it's good to get in early. On Monday, I locked in David Montgomery on underdog at 60.5 rushing yards. As of today, he was at 84.5. So I had a 20-yard buffer by locking in the Monday play and then waiting till Sunday. So sometimes it pays to get early. But answer your question, I am going to go at least with the Jefferson Hill Hall route, I think, because I like Jefferson more than Brown. So
just find a way to get David Montgomery in there, dude.
Yeah.
Start Mike Gesicki at tight end and just do some crazy stuff to make it happen.
I don't know what the cost difference is, but maybe going down to Tyreek from AJ Brown gets you Hall to Montgomery and do David Montgomery, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson. I'm down there, but I want Jefferson against
Hall is a pretty good discount. That's one of Howard's premier plays of the day. Yeah. So, hey, make a couple lineups, Andrew. Make a couple.
Amen. And Don wants to know Breida or Zeke.
Rowdy, there she is. You got to go, right? Yeah, you got to go Breida, man. It's a Scott Fishbowl. Not only do you have to go big, but also all the points matter. And the more points you score now, if you do make the playoffs, and the playoffs include weeks that have bye weeks. The average score for your season long in Scott Fishbowl is added to your weekly score in those playoff rounds. So you really have to just focus on upside, focus on maximizing points now. So you've got to go Breida if Saquon's out.
Yep, I'm with you there. A little updated news here. New England will have both Jonathan Jones and JC Jackson active for today. So there it is. Secondary getting a little bit healthier there for the Patriots. It makes you like the Alvin Kamara receptions prop here again, only at 4.5 today.
Mark 13 last week. 13 also Skinny McKinney with the team Taysom. Mods, guards, remove him.
He does it every week. At this point, I'm just blind.
Get him out. Get him out, mods. No Taysom Hill in the chat.
No Taysom Hill in the chat.
Remove him.
Mark wants to know Warren or Harris. You got to pick which Steelers running back. I'm going to go the Steelers running back that is the lead running back. So Najee Harris for me.
Even in full PPR. Even in full PPR.
Yeah. Rasan wants to know start 2 on a 10 and premium. Waller, Ertz, Wandale, or Khalifa Raymond? Gotta go Ertz at least for one, right?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna honestly in tight end premium, I'm going Waller and Ertz because we like Wandale, but there's it's not a guarantee that Wandale even flat out gets more targets or scores more points than Waller, and Wallers are worth extra. So
they made it a point to mention that they want to get Waller going earlier in the offense. So usually when that happens, you see some heavy target share early in that game. So I like it.
He also, said, again, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. He said something to the media. He said something very politely to the media, but basically indicated that, hey, I'm doing my job.
Throw me the damn ball.
And throw me. Yeah, he very politely said, I'm doing my job. I need everyone else to do their job. And usually when you say something like that, they come out and they get you.
There's a lot of people in your mentions this week, Coop, that told you don't know how to play. You don't know how to read football. Yeah. So
I love that, dude. My favorite, honestly, is if you disagree with me, please quote tweet my tweet to all your followers and say something.
Say this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
Usually I walk away with a couple new followers. So definitely go ahead and share my tweets with your followers and tell me how stupid I am. And tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and then we'll see who knows what they're talking about.
Correct. Nico Hollywood here. I like Hollywood a lot today.
Yeah, Nico's got a very tough matchup. I actually bet the under on 55.5. Oh, and that question's from Hoove, dude. Shout out Hoove, baby. the most style in the entire fantasy community. My
Amen.
boy Hoove. Yeah, no question.
Coop, I gotta get your take. I asked Bender on the DFS show. Maybe you guys talked about it as well. But in terms of DVOA rankings against the pass, Atlanta actually ranks poorly. They're only 27th in DVOA against the pass. However, all three of their quarterbacks on PFF are 75 or higher. So where's the connect?
So the connect is that it's that you throw over the middle on this team, right? And the it's AJ Terrell, a guy that when you go in and look at his numbers on Pro Football Focus, where they actually look at his particular matchups, the most yards he's allowed in the game so far is 40. And that was, a huge chunk of that was on the Calvin Ridley touchdown. It was just kind of a very, just a good play and a miscommunication. And in the other games, he's letting up like 19 yards. So whoever he's covering is in trouble. But I actually I don't like Nico Collins, but I do like both Robert Woods and Tank Dell. So that's the pivot. But yeah, go Hollywood.
Hollywood for me too, Hoove. Huff wants to know flex, Laporta, Madison, or Reynolds?
I really don't like the matchup for Laporta this week, John.
People are gravitating towards the other pass catchers, obviously, because now Amon-Ra St. Brown, there's like 15 targets to go somewhere, right? And we talk all the time where that spot's going to go. I'll say this, for those victory lappers on Alexander Madison after the first 2 weeks, he's now run for 90 yards, and back-to-back weeks while averaging like 4.8 yards per carry. The way to go to beat Kansas City this year has been on the ground. So could see another big Madison day here coming.
Right. It's like, the Cam Akers and Kareem Hunt. Turns out that when you bring in a backup running back off the street, sometimes that backup running back is the backup.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think I would go Madison there with that.
Yeah, listen, I would go Laporta or Madison again. We just saw, Carolina has a pretty good pass defense. Yeah, Justin Jefferson got his, but that was it. Like Jordan Addison did nothing last week, and Hawkinson really didn't do too much either. So
there's no Justin Jeffersons on the Lions right now.
No, there's not. Josh Reynolds, as much as I do love him, not Justin Jefferson. Jared here wants to know, pick 2 of the 3, assuming Saquon is out, which I think you confirmed, right? Unlikely to play today. You got Pittman, Thielen, or Dell in a PPR. I think we're definitely playing Pittman. Where are you going with Thielen or Dell?
Yeah, so that is a tough one. The narrative does lean into Dell, but Thielen really has been a focal point of this pass attack, John. That was very close for me. I think I would go Thielen in full PPR.
For the full PPR, I feel like the floor is higher on Thielen than it is for Tank Dell. The ceiling is higher for Tank because I don't know if Thielen scores a touchdown this season. I just don't know if that offense has it, but
he's a possession wide receiver at this stage, and which is a good player to have. He'll get you the first downs, but he's not going to take a slant for 70 yards like he used to. Where Tank Dell could do that. So if you need the juice, go Tank Dell. But if you feel good about your lineup, I'm going Thielen. And I think
you got a common stat line of like 8 for 60 out of Thielen, and PPR you got 14 fantasy points. You're happy with it. So Lewis got Goff as a QB in place of Herbert. St. Brown's doubtful. Would you pick up Dobbs, Wilson? Probably, yes. I would make a move here. I like Dobbs this week against Cincinnati. Bender's big on Stafford, though. What are your thoughts in this situation here?
Well, Bender, just now on the SiriusXM show before this, Bender said that Dobbs is also his DFS quarterback of the week. He says he's starting Dobbs over Jordan Love in a league. So it's definitely Dobbs or Stafford for me. The question is, this Eagles defense, we've seen James Bradbury go in the slot this year. He actually played more snaps in the slot than he did out wide. So it's not like the old Eagles. Like he'll follow Cooper Kupp in the slot now.
Yep.
But I think you still go Stafford. I think he's been playing so well, and now he has his weapons back. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I probably lean Stafford here. I'm excited. I'm interested to see what Cooper Kupp does, and the Eagles still really struggle against tight ends. So as much as we think, Higbee's going to take a step back, obviously target share, like you now have an offense that looks pretty loaded with Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, and Tyler Higbee from a passing standpoint. So I think Stafford gets a yardage bump here. Could see him go over 300, I think, today. So that's where I would go. And wants to know McLaughlin or Chark in a PPR. So pick up Jaleel and play him over Chark this week.
No, I'm just going to start Chark because Javonte Williams might play, and that game is at 4:00. So you're not. And they already said they're going to test him out on the field, which means you're not going to get information before that 1:00 game. So just play Chark.
Yep, I agree with you. Play Chark here. Get a little revenge game too. Don't forget that. Ertz or Strad?
Shmuley in the house. Jalen Hurts. Stroud has a tough matchup this week. It's not tough, but the Falcons defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of want to play a little Stroud in DFS, but you're always playing Jalen Hurts here.
Right, you start Jalen Hurts. Yeah, the over under for that Rams Eagles game is a full 10 points higher than the Stroud game. There's going to be more scoring just flat out.
Yep. Are we starting JT this week? Well, that depends on your roster, my friend. Listen, it's not a great spot, but Tennessee is missing one of their starting defensive tackles. It's also Jonathan Taylor, so
yeah,
could be matchup proof. It all depends on how limited is limited, right? We didn't get an actual count on snaps.
My rule of thumb right now is that if it's any sort of split that's close to 50-50, or especially all these guys that are on the smaller half of the split, I'm going JT over them. The one exception would be I have both Dolphins backs ranked ahead going against the Giants, but if it's any sort of split, give me Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but let us know who your other running backs are. It gives us a better idea. And guys, if you have questions like that, give us the full picture of who you'd be playing over there. It's something to look at there.
Let us know the details.
We got word Khalil Herbert's going to miss multiple weeks. So Gogo wants those Darrington Evans worth added. It feels like Don DeForman gets put into a starting role here because they're without Roshan, loss of concussion, without Khalil Herbert. Don DeForman feels the obvious candidate to get picked up, but would you pick up Darrington Evans here as well?
Yeah, Don DeForman's been a healthy scratch, but he's obviously active today. I mean, that's going to be
he played Wednesday, but or Thursday rather. But moving forward, Don DeForman's going to be a guy that they're going to have to lean on. I would imagine if Herbert's multiple weeks and Roshan Johnson's in concussion protocol, Don DeForman feels like the guy that's going to start. I mean, if you want to pick up Darrington Evans, you can speculate.
I don't know. It depends who you have to drop, but honestly, I'm probably not doing that. Yeah, just because these guys aren't going to Roshan might not even miss next week, and
he's in concussion protocol. We'll have to see how he clears.
We'll see. Yeah, but I don't think you need to go that far.
Yep. Russ wants to know Ertz or Goddard. This is an easy Ertz for me.
Ertz, yeah, for sure. Against the Bengals, they lost both their safeties in the offseason.
Yep, Najee or Javonte here. I'll also say this, not picking on Medina here. First names are helpful as well. There's a lot of Harris's.
There's a lot of Williamses, yeah.
So I'm going to especially get a flex play, but I'm going to assume this is a Najee Harris and Javonte Williams question. So where are we going, Coop?
I'm going with Najee Harris for sure.
Yeah, Najee Harris for me as well. Waller or Musgrave, PPR?
Waller for me, because I look around at all the tight end landscape, right? And there's a whole group of guys where we don't know. They could get somewhere from 3 to 6 targets, and there's no definitively saying this guy's definitely going to get more targets than this guy. So then we start looking at the rest of it. Who's a top target on their team? Who runs high A-dot routes? Who can score in the red zone? Who is lining up at wide receiver? Waller still checks all those boxes. Yeah. So it's hard for me to start like a boring player over Waller if they have similar floors, but Waller has a higher upside. So
and Christian Watson expected to get a full snap share this week. Last week he was limited, so
we got to see
more potential away. Desperation flex, Osborne or Gainwell in the PPR. Got to go upside with Osborne here.
Osborne, yeah, shootout.
Yep. Ramondre, Waller, or Breida in a PPR. Oh, sorry, Warren. Ramondre, Warren, or Breida in a PPR.
Ooh, I think you got to start Breida with no Barkley, right? He's going to be the starting back when he gets the full workload when Barkley's out. So
I agree. Listen, Ramondre is on the injured report all week. He said he's expected to go, but limited potentially, maybe against the Saints run defense. Can't do that. Warren's the backup. Breida at least maybe has some PPR potential for you there. Ann wants to know if Javonte does play, would you start Ertz over him in a PPR? I might play Ertz over Javonte regardless of today. The Jets matchup, I mean.
Yeah. No, I'm already committed to that. And you have to do it in actually they're both at 4:00. So I guess you can wait on it, but I would still start Ertz.
I still think I'm playing Ertz over Javonte, even everybody healthy. So where I'm at today on that for PPR. Dan, my guy, what's up? Flex Puka or Jaleel McLaughlin in PPR. I gotta go Puka.
Puka still. You got. I mean, it is scary, but
Stafford's throwing so much though. I don't know if it's gonna matter. It's just.
And if it's one of those completely unexpected things where he was kind of playing the Cooper Cup rule and they're actually going to take him out, then you still gave yourself a chance, and moving forward, you're just gonna have to figure things out.
If you're the Rams and your plan is to now play Cooper Cup over Puka Nacua, do you not just trade Puka Nacua Like his value is as high as it's ever going to be, right? Like
it's found money.
If you have no intention of playing him, that or you find a trade for Cooper Kupp maybe, but I don't know. Russ wants to know PPR flex spot: Pierce, Jacoby Myers, or Downs.
I think it's got to be Jacoby Myers, right? Myers has been good. You know,
Jimmy
G's
clear
back.
concussion protocol, big time Jacoby Myers. Dan says that's assuming no Javonte. So if Javante's out, it'd be Jaleel or Puka. I'm still playing Puka though.
Yeah,
I don't want to go against the Jets defense here. Laporta or Waller today here, Coop?
This is where I will go with Laporta simply because Laporta's been better. Daniel Jones has really struggled, and with no Amon-Ra St. Brown, the floor for Laporta is very high. Right, like the worst case scenario for Laporta is he gets 5-6 targets and he doesn't do very well with them. But I just can't imagine a world where there's no Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta gets only 3 targets, right? Mm-hmm. Which Waller got 3 targets last week. So I like both those players this week, but I'm starting Laporta.
Yep. Byron here, flex Hopkins, Pickens, or Michael Wilson full PPR. Is this the Michael Wilson week here, Coop? Obviously last week was, but nobody played him. Does he bounce back here 2 straight weeks against a bad Bengals defense?
I didn't even get him in my lineup in Scott Fishbowl somehow. Like I sitting there on my bench. He scored more points than the rest of my team. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's hard to trust Hopkins right now. He keeps going out. It should be a good matchup for him, but he's playing like half the game. So I think it is Pickens still, but I'm such a big Michael Wilson guy.
My worry about Pickens is Marlon Humphrey is expected to make his debut today.
I mean, those games are always very, very low.
Yeah, I think I'm going Wilson.
Yeah, let's go Michael Wilson.
I'm going to die on the Wilson hill.
Have some fun, Byron. Have some fun. Michael Wilson's the fun play. There's no question.
Yeah, that's how I go with it as well. We don't got a name. Can I actually play both Breece Hall and Wilson in the same lineup without puking or crying myself to sleep tonight? Yes, you can play both. It is a very, very bad Denver defense. I'll say that only one can score a touchdown at a time. So, if you're playing DFS, you kind of want to maximize touchdowns. I'll also say that if the Jets do score touchdowns, it's more likely going to be one of those 2 players. So go ahead. If you want to stack it, fine. I would assume you'd play Russell or Zach Wilson in that lineup too, because I don't know, naked Hall and Wilson feel like you'd want the quarterback there.
Kind of crazy. I have Garrett Wilson in a DFS lineup just because I look around at that price point. And even, there's nobody cheaper that is more appealing to me. I mean, he can still score at any given time. And how does this person not have a name on YouTube?
I've seen a few today with no names on YouTube. So
maybe it's on our end that's happening.
Throwing me off. Michael, what's up? 2-2, Breida, Rasheed. He's already got Pacheco playing.
Just one?
Yep.
So this is the age-old question, John. I mean, Tutu, there's some uncertainty about his role. We think we think Van Jefferson's probably going to be the guy that takes the biggest hit, but you never know with that. And then Breida's got the full work going against the Dolphins. I think it's either Breida or Rashee Rice for me, but I would personally start Breida. I do like leaning into the running back. But what do you think, John?
Yeah, I'm leaning Rashee Rice here. Breida's done nothing for me.
I guess I will say, you want to get as many pieces of that game. I mean, knock on wood, we've had a lot of fake shootouts this year.
We have.
Right? But I think this one might be
in one of them. So
yeah, I think this might be the real deal, though. I think this one is going to be a
Rashee Rice has just looked week in, week out like the best wide receiver on that team. He hasn't gotten the snaps to prove it yet, but he just every week looks like the best wide receiver.
I was telling people, dude, this guy, with the Chiefs, everyone wants everyone to be Tyreek Hill, and this guy doesn't have crazy speed. But Rashee Rice, man, the one thing he has is hands, dude.
And he gets open.
Getting open is huge. But this guy he led pretty much every wide receiver drafted last year. He led them in contested catches. He, to me, profiles, if he hits his true upside, he's like a Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins type player that isn't necessarily crazy fast, but if you can just get the ball over where they are, they'll get it. So I do really like Rashee Rice. I mean, the thing is he's a rookie, so he doesn't have all those guys can take a little bit because you need to develop all the tricks and stuff, all the the close range, getting away with pushing off a little bit, John. That's huge for contested catches. DeAndre Hopkins gets away with it. He's amazing at it. So I think he's going to develop into a great player, but even now he looks like the best wide receiver on the team.
Yeah. Our girl Sarah here wants to know, how do we recover from a 49 points from DJ Moore? I don't know. facing Rebecca in my family league, and she threw DJ Moore at me this week too. So
crack a breakfast strawberryta.
Yeah, and just sit back and pray your rest of your team comes through for you here. Byron got Hopkins, Pickens, or Wilson in a flex. He's got Waddle and Cup at wide receiver, Mostart and Bijan as his running backs. Are you asking for a question? Or you just
explaining? One of the first three in the flex. So I think this is the one from earlier.
Okay.
He's just laying out more information.
Okay, yeah, I'm still going Michael Wilson.
That team's sick.
Skinny McKinney, PPR.
That team's fun. That team's so much fun. Waddle, Cup, Mostert, Bijan. Yeah, definitely start Michael Wilson.
This is an Addison or Rice for me, Coop.
Addison or Rice? I'm starting Addison. We want as many pieces. Oh, well, Rashee Rice is also in the shootout. But Addison, it's more consolidated on the Viking side than it is on the Chiefs side.
Yeah, we know where Addison's coming from.
What's with the Justin Watson snaps, John?
Well, I mean, that's what he did last year too, man.
Why though?
As he makes the plays when he throws him the football. That's why Byron Pringle always got those stupid targets. Chart said if you're scared, get a dog, play Puka. I agree, play Puka. Would you flex Waller over Dameon Pierce today?
Yeah, I really don't like Pierce. I haven't liked Pierce all year.
No. He scored a touchdown, but he only had like 38 yards rushing in during that game. So I'm gonna go Waller over Pierce today. Stroud, Stafford, or Dobbs?
Ooh,
we both went Stafford here, don't we?
That's fun. Yeah, I think we went Stafford. You're the QB whisperer though, John. What do you
like? Yeah, I'm gonna go Stafford.
Yeah, I saw a highlight reel of some of the throws he's made this year, and it's not just dump downs too.
No, if the arm is back, dude, he's a guy that can throw like 4,500 yards. So yeah. I'm fine with Stafford there.
All the crazy arm slots are back, John. Like he's throwing, the curveballs.
And he's off to get the elbow right, and he's looking good. Javonte / P. Ryan or Brandon Cooks today. It's not great.
Brandon Cooks is just not bad.
Gallup, I think, has leapt Cooks in production here. So you're probably going to go the Denver running backs, but I'm sorry. It's not great.
It's crazy. You look at that team. I was like, what the heck's going on with this team? And I'm looking at the targets per route run. And, CeeDee Lamb is where he should be. He's at 0.2 targets per route run, which is, where the elite guys live. And then Gallup and Cooks are at 0.15, 0.17. Jake Ferguson is getting 0.27 targets per route run when he's out there. That is pretty much that. Justin Jefferson's at 0.28. That ties him with Stephon Diggs, Chris Olave, and Keenan Allen. Dak does not like reading defenses. He just likes dumping it down, and that's terrible for Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I agree with you. You got to go with the Broncos running backs here.
Go. Well, I'd say this: if Javonte plays, then go with Brandon Cooks. If Javonte's out, then I'll start Samaje Perine. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, Jordan Poyer just absolutely laid out Calvin Ridley in the middle of the field. Got personal foul, unnecessary roughness call. So we'll see how Ridley recovers from.
He folded him right over.
Yeah, it's
pretty unnecessary.
That's not great. Would be maybe a 90s that play is allowed. Yeah. Johnny J wants to know Waller or Rashee Rice over Pierce.
I think I'm going Rashee Rice. If it's not tight end premium, then Rashee Rice offers the highest upside.
Rojas wants to know top DFS plays under $4,500 today. Let me pull that up.
I got a really sneaky one for you.
You give me your sneaky one. I'll throw it a couple that I'm in on here today as well.
So Mike Gesicki at tight end. If you look at what
should have known it was a tight end. Go ahead.
Yeah, but if you look at what the Saints have done this year, right? You've got Marshawn Lattimore, who's going to just take Devontae Parker out of the game, and then they have DeMario Davis and Tyrann Mathieu over the middle, which is going to be a problem for Hunter Henry, who's the inline tight end. Their slot corner, Alontae Taylor, John. Guess where he's ranked when you take all the players in the secondary on PFF? Guess where this guy is?
Assume it's towards the very bottom.
Dude, it's outside the top 400. This guy is just getting scorched out of the slot. And it's partially because they have so many good players covering the other spots. But I think Mike Gesicki out of the slot, if he can get that Taylor matchup a couple times today, at his price on DFS, which is free, all he needs is 2 or 3 catches and you're making money. And if he scores a touchdown, now you're in the running. So that's a guy I like that. I think he's 3,000 on DK. He's the bare minimum $10 on Yahoo.
Yep. A couple of guys here we talked about already. Rashee Rice is 36. Wan'Dale Robinson's only $3,000. I think you can also take a look at Tyler Boyd with no T. Higgins at $4,500. A couple of guys that we've mentioned in Michael Wilson, 37. So some wide receivers under $4,500 that are in play. I also think that Higbee could be a guy today as well. I know you don't like him with a cutback, but I don't mind the target share that he's been getting. Byron saying he explained the position. We appreciate the extra info there. Ann wants to know Ertz or Cooks in PPR. Looks like I lost Coop here, and there Coop's back. Got Coop back here. Ertz or Coop, or Ertz or Cooks.
Ertz or Brandon Cooks? Ertz.
Yeah,
for sure.
Javante Sutton Addison. It's Hamburger. We got Hamburger in the chat.
Oh, Hamburger. What's up, brother? How are your best ball teams doing? Let me know, dude, because we did a ton of best ball drafts with Hamburger this offseason. I want to know how you're looking. I can't start Javante, and Sutton is going to get Sauce Gardner. Yeah, I think it is.
We're going Addison here today.
Yeah, get like, if the game isn't a shootout, so be it. But if it is, I think everybody on the Vikings is going to get a little bit, Osborne included. Hawk, Osborne, Jefferson, Addison, like very consolidated because they use Josh Oliver, they use CJ Ham. Like it's not like I can't even, John, if you had to even bet on the next wide receiver on that team, like who is the next best wide receiver on that team?
I think it's Addison.
Naylor? No, I mean like after Addison and Osborne. Like, I can't even name the wide receiver four on the team.
I don't know who it is.
It's pretty locked in. Yeah,
I'm with me. Oliver, maybe.
It's a Jalen of some sort.
This one I'm going Jonathan Taylor over Josh Reynolds.
Yes. Yep.
And Dunn wants to know Addison, Charker, Henry, and tight end premium.
Still Addison. Go big.
Okay.
Henry's got the bad matchup. Gesicki's got the good one.
Yeah, officially inactive Gibbs and St. Brown as we expected here. So the inactives are starting to roll in. We'll have those for everybody once we get the full load up over at Fantasy Alarm. We'll pull up our inactives page and go through that for everyone here. PPR, Flex, Watson, Jones, Williams, Sutton, or Henry?
Watson, Jones.
I think you just wait out Watson or Jones. Jones is questionable, and you play Watson otherwise. But I like the spot against the Raiders for both of them.
Right. It might just be Watson straight up.
In general, might just be straight Watson.
Yeah. But if they turn around tomorrow and they say, hey, you know what? Aaron Jones, miraculous recovery. He's a full go, no designation, then go Jones. But otherwise, just start Watson.
They said that like both of them were going to have their limitations removed. But the fact that Jones has been limited all week, Watson's probably the safer play here.
Yeah.
We got a question: half PPR, Hawkinson, Watson, or Hopkins in a no tight end
league. Damn,
Coop's nightmare. No tight end.
I know. I've been in there before. Is it it's Hawk or Watson for me, John? What are you thinking?
I got Hawkinson.
Hawkins. Yeah, he's been so solid, and the Chiefs are just, for a team that practices against Travis Kelce every day, they've never really done much to get better against the tight end. They've always been a team where you can start tight ends against them.
We got a multi-layer question here, Coop, from Rex. I'm just going to read it off. He's got Jonathan Taylor in his IR. He can move him up, but only if he's going to start him. He's got Swift and Montgomery already in at running back.
So he's trying to get away with stashing extra players.
Wide receiver, he's got Pittman and Addison. So he can bench Addison, move Pittman into that spot, and then play Jonathan Taylor. So the question, I guess, is, would you keep Taylor on your bench in your IR, or play him over Addison, Pittman, Swift today?
So, okay, Rex, I know what you're going through here is that he's probably on a platform that won't let him change his lineup because he has a legal roster. Yeah. So I think in that case, I mean, who's the guy that you need to drop? We need to know who that player is because it's I do have Pittman over Addison, but if you get a free look at a guy in your bench, it might be worth it just to go with Addison. So let us know who you have to drop to do it.
I'm with you there. David here wants to know, do you play where is this? Right there. There it is.
But also just Rex, I would start Swift and Monty over Taylor regardless. So don't do the move to start.
It'd only be an Addison or Pittman move. And again, I may just play both Addison and Pittman over Jonathan Taylor today.
Yeah, me too.
Dobbs or Burrow? Man, I think I'm going Dobbs, man.
Might have to.
Joe Burrow had 160 yards last week against Tennessee. He's like, he's just not
right. Okay.
Just not okay.
Yeah, start Dobbs. I mean, Dobbs also has the rushing upside, man, and he's willing to lower his shoulder and go full battering ram for
He has
this.
nothing to lose. He is
He's playing
fighting
for
for his
keeps.
NFL career right now. So
He's playing for keeps, dude.
he's
He's
looking.
going.
I mean, listen, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but like, remember when Geno Smith got that chance to start when Russell Wilson went down and he just played out of his mind, and then look what happened. He's now the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not saying that's what Dobbs is doing, but if Dobbs all of a sudden starts like winning football games or looking good, like he's extending his NFL career at this point. Even if it doesn't mean he's starting somewhere next year, it's going to at least be a backup.
I'll tell you what, man. I've been watching Dobbs. That dude ain't sliding. He's not sliding right now. He's like,
big dude.
Yeah, he's playing for keeps, dude. So yeah, get Dobbs in there.
Yep. And what's an Ertz or Michael Wilson tight end premium?
Ertz and tight end premium. He's already getting. I mean, he leads the team in targets, and if their targets worth extra, then that's just gravy.
Yeah. Bye week fill-in had Russell Wilson, but didn't feel great about it. Would just stick with Russell Wilson or pivot to Dobbs or Stafford. I'm going to pivot to Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford, man.
Stafford for me. Dan wants to know, is St. Brown officially out? Reynolds or Puka? I'm going Puka.
Puka, yep.
Ryan N wants to know, Pittman or Collins?
Pittman, man. Collins got a tough matchup. Pittman's got a good matchup. And the one thing about Pittman that I love is that the snap share, right, John? 99.1% of snaps he's played this year. Last year, he led all wide receivers in snap percentage. So he's going to be out there every single opportunity.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you here. He also wants to know Wilson or Freiermuth. Freiermuth's out, right?
You don't have to hold Freiermuth. Freiermuth, the problem with Freiermuth is that I think Yahoo, I don't know if they updated, but up to yesterday, he was still listed as doubtful, and you couldn't put him in an IR spot. Okay, they officially updated it. So you can now put Freiermuth in an IR spot if that helps. But honestly, they have a bye week next week. And then after the bye, Deontay Johnson is back. So Freiermuth is not a guy that I feel I need to hold on to. I think I would rather have Jameson Williams.
Unless you have, I mean, I guess it depends on what your tight ends look like, but I would probably grab Jameson Williams here as well. See, Rex explaining it. Yeah, let us know who your guys that would be dropping. Daryl wants to know Sutton or Tank Dell full PPR this week.
I'm not starting Sutton against Sauce Gardner if I can avoid it. We like the Tank Dell matchup. We don't like Nico. We like Dell. We like Woods.
Yep. Choose one PPR, or sorry, choose two in a 1 point PPR. Jalen Warren, Samaje Perine, Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams.
Jalen Warren, Samaje Perine. God dang.
I mean, obviously I'm not playing Jalen Warren, so it's probably got to be Williams or Perine, depending on if Williams is in or out. Because if Aaron Jones doesn't play, you don't have anybody to play at night. So
So here's the question, John, in advance, because Russ is in a tough spot. If Javonte Williams plays, so like let's say he doesn't start Jalen Warren. If Javonte Williams does play, do you start one of Javonte or Perine, or you just kick the can to tomorrow and hope Jones is good to go?
No, because you can't take a zero, so you got to just play.
You start Patrick Taylor
if he can drop somebody, I guess. But he's got to go with you got to go Javonte here.
Even over Jalen Warren? Jalen Warren's good for a couple receptions a week.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's Baltimore defense is what I'm worried about. Baltimore's got a good defense. So
I guess if you feel really good about your team, then start Jalen Warren. Otherwise, you got to wait and go with the highest upside possible play, which might be Aaron Jones. I think Jones plays.
All right, if you think Jones plays, sure. But Jones got a pretty limited snap share against Detroit, which is unfortunate. So
sucks, dude.
Saquon Barkley is officially ruled out. We knew that one was coming here.
Yeah.
We got a question on what our thoughts are Zach Wilson this week.
My thoughts on Zach Wilson have always been the same in that we've seen the raw talent. Like he puts zip on the ball. He can move around. The problem is that he's playing like he's still at BYU, where you can just run around all over the place and there's no negative consequences. If you take a sack, the drive is over. They call it the drive. The two drive killers are sacks and the offensive holding, right? Mm-hmm. And like Zach Wilson he thinks that he can escape and he can't. That's the problem with Zach Wilson. But from fantasy football standpoint, like I think that in any given week, he's got the upside to make things happen. So I'm not necessarily.
It's the Denver matchup this week. So that's a green light for almost any offense that's going up against them. So I would expect Wilson to be productive. He was productive against Kansas City last week. Has Garrett Wilson obviously at his disposal, Lazard. Conklin occasionally makes some red zone plays. Brees Hall can catch the football. So if you're looking for a DFS spot tonight, like I'm fine going Zach Wilson. He's only 4,900 on DraftKings. So definitely doable here.
Yep.
Let's see. And then Rex for giving us his list of droppable players, I guess. Pickens, Jones, Mingo, Doves, Roshan. I mean, Mingo's probably droppable. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Who is?
Mingo?
Well, he says that he's a protected rookie keepers at original rounds, so we can keep them at those rounds if they hold them all year. I mean, just drop Mac Jones, dude. When the hell are you going to start Mac Jones?
True. Could just drop the quarterback. Definitely don't need to roster two quarterbacks, though.
Yeah. Under what circumstances do you start Mac Jones?
None. And you know what? There's a good chance that the Patriots aren't starting Mac Jones after today either.
I'm saying, dude.
Swamp Donkey saying the Jag game looking like the under was the right idea. Yeah, man. Those off.
That's a Twitch gang, dude. Get the Twitch glasses out. Where's the Twitch gang been at, dude? Where the Twitch boys at, dude?
I don't know. They were here during the 9 a.m. show. We had a couple of Twitch friends in the chat, so maybe they'll refine our show here.
Right.
But,
shout out Twitch gang, dude.
We'll give a quick little update of what's going on in this Jacksonville Buffalo game. As it's mentioned, we're halfway through the third quarter here. Stephon Diggs coming up with some big plays. He's now at 6 for 101 and a touchdown. So Stephon Diggs doing his thing, but overall, not a lot of offense out of Buffalo. Josh Allen, 16 for 25 with 178 yards and that touchdown. He's also their leading receiver today, Coop, 3 for 11 yards. James Cook has 4 carries for -2. So not good there for Buffalo.
Moogly.
On the Jacksonville side, Trevor Lawrence, 16 to 24 for 192 and a score. Travis Etienne has 12 for 57, but 31 of those 57 came on one run. So also not great. That's 11 for 26 on the ground for Etienne here. Christian Kirk, your leading receiver, 4 for 63. Etienne, 3 for 38. Calvin really just 2 for 30. Zay Jones has a touchdown, 3 for 23. So not what you're looking for when it comes to fantasy production here in this game in London today.
Yeah, I see Daryl Conkle in the chat asking where the VIP glasses were from the app. The VIP glasses are still here. Twitch glasses are red. These are the Miami flu glasses, right?
Miami flu is a real thing, man.
But the thing is, we're not doing the Better Sports app anymore. What we are doing is the Better Cast. So when people are hanging out in the Better Cast app, when you download Better Cast and hang out with us, that's where we rock the VIP Better Cast glasses. It's up there on the screen now. You can watch the games. While you watch them, you can play, you can win. So we have questions that go up. You answer those questions, which are free. And based on the points you get, you can cash those points in for prizes on our site, like autographed jerseys, autographed helmets. We're going to be doing Fanatics gift cards at a certain point. Fanatics owns everything now, so I mean, with gift cards, might as well be cash. Yeah, it might as well be a Visa gift card, right? Like, and then we're also going to do like viewing parties, things like that. So download the Better Cast app. That's where we hang out and watch the primetime games. Howard Bender, John, and I. Ann's always in there. Tommy Roush, all the gang. We always hang out and chat. So
we'll have some the preloaded questions, like you said, Coop. I think they'll be in there if they're not in already shortly for tonight's Sunday night football game. Answer those questions. Be in the app. Answer the questions that pop up in the app, and like you said, you earn those tickets, you get those points, an opportunity to redeem for some pretty cool prizes. So and it's free to play, so it can't hurt. Doing something for free there, so definitely.
The official inactives are in, John. If you want me to share the screen, pull them up.
Yeah, pull them up. Let's take a look at them.
So we got the official inactives in again. These are available on our website over at Fantasy Alarm. We give you a good rundown of what's going on, who's playing, who's not. So Jaguars game. This game's already going on right now. No Treylon Burks today, but we already kind of knew that. On the Colts side, not much there. Rookie tight end Will Mallory's at. Shaq Leonard's not playing, so over the middle could be good news for Derrick Henry. Texans, no Diary Ogunbowale, so I mean, I don't know. He wasn't really playing much with the other two guys there with Devin Singletary and Mike Boone anyway, so not much on that side. For the Falcons, nothing surprising there either. No surprises is good.
I'd say Lions have the biggest names, right? St. Brown, Gibbs, Branch. That's a big blow to that team right there.
Yeah, they're that is quite a bit. And honestly, the line didn't move as much as I thought. You'd think that Gibbs and Amon-Ra like that they would.
I took the Panthers plus 10 today, Coop.
That's what I'm saying.
In a pool. So
it got down to 9. I saw it get down to 9.5, but I mean, like was that already cooked in? Maybe Vegas already knew those guys weren't playing, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know,
think
man.
Carolina wins, but I think 10 points is a lot when all those guys are missing for Detroit. So.
Right. Yeah. With the Steelers, Pat Frymuth is officially inactive. Also, Deontay Johnson's been on IR, so he's
Yeah,
not playing. Saints, Juwan Johnson inactive once again. That means they basically just used a combination of Jimmy Graham and Taysom Hill at actual tight end. So maybe Taysom Hill does have a little bonus value on whatever. Let me use he's still a rushing touchdown coin flip. But
yeah.
I mean, maybe he's not as
Whole Strange
ugly of one.
inactive for New England. That's a big
Yeah,
one.
that's not good, dude. That's not good for the Patriots are in trouble, man. Obviously they already put Christian Gonzalez
Gonzalez.
in IR, so he's not playing. And Kayshon Boutte is going to be out too. So hey, maybe Pop Douglas has looked good on his limited snaps, John. What are your thoughts on Demario Douglas?
I wish they would play him more because literally anything is better than what we have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right.
give
Just
him
let
a,
the kid.
give him a chance. I guess Butte made. Here's a problem with Kayshon Butte. He hasn't played since week 1 when he just couldn't get his feet in bounds on those two plays, the touchdown catch and then the one at the sideline to end the game. But he still caught the ball and was getting open. I don't know. I think I'd rather see what he could do. Maybe he learned to get his foot down. I don't know. No reason to
Right.
take him out though.
Yeah, I mean, people loved him in college, but he slid in the draft. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just at this point, just let the kids play. Saquon Barkley officially inactive. We already gave you that
Thomas is
news.
out. That's just
Yeah,
not good for them.
yeah.
And
And
then the Dolphins, no one really, I guess.
Jalen Phillips,
Yeah.
Phillips matters. So yeah, there you go. Nothing too crazy. It's the problem is the important questions for fantasy are all at 4:00. They're all tomorrow, right? With the Javonte Williams one, the Aaron Jones one. So gonna have to hang tight, pay close attention to what's going on there. They want to test Javonte on the field, so we're not going to get an answer until 3 at the earliest.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get it before, but we won't. Back to questions here. Gregory's got a full PPR. Drake London or Matt Breida today?
Drake London or Matt Breida? That is a very difficult one because it's you got the talented player in London with a bad quarterback, or Breida, who is just kind of meh, but he's a full starting running back. What do you think, John? Where are you at with that one? It's a very difficult question.
Probably Drake London.
I think you got to start London.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Drake London there. Rex telling us that he's got a super flex league. So he's got Hurts, Jones, Mac Jones, and Bryce Young.
Okay.
I would still drop Mac Jones. Probably.
Right. If you have 3 quarterbacks, you don't need Mac Jones.
No, I would agree with you. Just to be clear, you drop Mac Jones and start Taylor or Addis over Addison. Again, I still don't know if you need to make that move. I'm just saying if you had to make a move, that's where the play would be.
Yeah.
I'm fine waiting a week and figuring out what's going on.
I would start Addison over Taylor, I think.
Yeah, probably me too.
Yep.
Odell or Devontae for a flex. Gross.
Okay, no, that's not okay at all. Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker's playing a big snap share, but dude, Devontae Parker is going to get covered by Marshawn Lattimore today. If you have to start one of them, it's definitely Odell.
It's OBJ. I would agree with you. Swamtaki is saying, as somebody who always takes Taysom Hill, I'm always disappointed. Yeah, I agree with you. Then who leads the Rams in targets today? It's probably Cooper Kupp, but it also would not shock me if Puka Nacua still came out there. It's very clear he and Stafford are in sync.
On the same page, yeah.
Yep.
So for today, I could see it where Cooper Kupp's being eased in, but moving forward, how many games are there going to be where Puka Puka Nacua just flat out gets more targets than Cooper Kupp? I think it's going to be a situation where when Cooper Kupp has gotten his, Puka will be good in those games, but I just can't see them coming out and doing a game where it's Cooper Kupp gets 5 targets and Puka gets 10, except for maybe this week when Cooper Kupp's getting ramped up.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not a great matchup for either guy. One's got Slay on and one's going to have Bradbury on. It's kind of why I kind of like Higbee a little bit in DFS today. Eagles continue to struggle against opposing tight ends. Higbee's been pretty good. I know Kupp's been out. It's kind of helped that, but still, I think they'll be looking up the middle of the field at Higbee here today. So, guys, about 10 minutes left in the show. If you have any more questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Coop, we got the Jags driving down towards the midfield here. Got a catch by Evan Ingram, your boy, for 6 yards. Well, again, if they go down and score, we'll have the updates. I want to get your thoughts on some of the headlines here from this past week. The Chase Claypool trade.
We could do headlines or we could do a DFS lineup, John.
Well, we can do both, but I want to get your thoughts on Claypool.
Okay. Claypool, this is the last gasp here. And the problem here is that he goes to a team that uses 2 wide receivers that are stars and a tight end, Durham Smythe, every snap, and then they use a fullback for half the game. So even if Chase Claypool shows up and he's immediately the 3rd best wide receiver on the team behind Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, there's not a full job for that. They're not going to stop using Alec Ingold, and they're not going to take Tyreek out to start.
Right.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to take Durham Smythe out. Like, it's just the way it goes with the fullback is that because when the fullback comes in, you don't take the tight end out, you don't take the running back out. By that nature alone, it's the 3rd wide receiver that comes out. So Claypool is not a guy that needs to be rostered pretty much anywhere, honestly, at this point.
I agree.
It's a worse spot for him to go.
Ralph wants to know, would you play Laporta or Kyron today?
I think I'd go Laporta, honestly.
Yep, Laporta over again in Carolina. Good pass defense, but somebody's got to catch footballs for.
He's got such a good floor.
Then Joshua here wants to know Hopkins or Tank Dell. I think we're both going Tank Dell.
Tank Dell, Hamburgs. Let's go. Go big. Get after it.
Ertz or Waller?
In full PPR, I think I would go Ertz, man. There's not many tight ends that there's a huge discrepancy between where they rank in PPR versus standard. There's a couple guys that are just touchdown guys that we like better in standard, like Hunter Henry, but Ertz in PPR versus non-PPR is my biggest mover, where I have him very high in PPR. In standard, he's not even in my top 12, though, because no yak, no touchdowns, really. So, but yeah, I'd still go Ertz over Waller in full PPR.
All right, cool. Let's get that lineup build that you wanted to go here. Where are we going?
Let's do it. I'm going getting us some cheap money by starting Mike Gesicki, 2,700. So
okay.
You're the quarterback guy.
What's
so
your
you
defense today then?
I don't know. You want to start the Saints against the Pats?
Well, you're playing Gesicki, so you kind of killed my vibes there.
Yeah, I kind of did. Okay, well, why don't we start the Ravens then against the Steelers?
Okay, it's fine.
They're very expensive.
They're the most expensive player on the slate.
Let's put in a placeholder of the cheapest team that is even reasonable, the Panthers.
Okay, the Titans are actually getting love in DFS for rostership this week. I don't know if that.
Yeah, because they're cheap as hell against the Colts, but I kind of like the Panthers against Jared Goff with no Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's fine. So are you playing David Montgomery then today?
Yeah, we're getting David Montgomery in the lineup. So let's put the Titans in. See, these are the things you have to do. All right. Give me a quarterback, John. Let's get a quarterback in there.
I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins.
Okay. And make sure keep getting your question. Continue with the questions in the chat. We'll definitely hit on the questions. We're just going to do this while we do that. So, John, Burrow or Stafford? I think it's got to be Stafford, right? Steve?
Yes, Stafford for sure. As Swamp Donkey actually says those exact words. Stafford for sure. That's exactly where I'm at.
Swamp's got Swamp. You're in charge of questions. We're going to do this now.
He also likes Green Bay defense, but that's obviously the late slate. Monday night slate. Brad wants to know Jacoby Myers or Romeo Doubs. I'm going Jacoby Myers.
That's a good question, but it is Jacoby Myers. That's another team that uses the fullback. They use Jakob Johnson. They use 2 tight ends in Austin Hooper and Michael Mayer that are doing nothing. That really consolidates the targets among Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, and Josh Jacobs. So we love Jacoby, man. We love him. I wish we kept him instead of Patriot. As Patriots fans, I wish we just kept him, the guy we knew,
over Juju Smith-Schuster
instead of going to get Juju.
Devontae Parker. I agree. All right, let's get this next lineup in. Let's get Breece Hall in there at running back.
Okay. We're going to need to – where's Hall? Wow, he's cheap, dude.
Yeah, it's super cheap, dude.
Do we go Addison, Jefferson?
So what are your thoughts on Hawkinson? Because Bender's all in on Hawkinson today. So you could double flex your tight end here.
I don't like – it's very rare for 2 tight end lineups to crush.
Well, I mean, you're basically spending down on Gesicki, needing him to do something, right? So, if Hawkinson is basically a wide receiver at this point. But if you want to go Jefferson, obviously that makes the most sense as well.
Yeah. Well, is there cheap wide receivers
out here? Yeah, Rice.
And then we'll do.
You can do Wandale.
Bender really liked Robert Woods.
And I'm not doing that. Wandale though at 3K.
Yeah, he's the good chalk. Everyone's on Wandale. You have to.
Then you got. How much money left over?
So much money. We can start Jefferson. We have to upgrade another position, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a placeholder in at defense, so
okay. So let's
move up. There's your Ravens, 55K.
I mean, we still have even more money.
Well, get off Gesicki then.
No, dude. He's I guess if we take Gesicki out, but now we're doing 2 tight end set for no reason. Let's upgrade Hawkinson to just the best possible flex player.
Okay, put Gesicki back in and upgrade Hawkinson. What's that? 82? Is that Bijan?
AJ Brown.
Okay.
Oh, it's Bijan.
Bijan, yeah.
Okay,
So we got Cousins, Montgomery, Hall, Rice, Wandale, Jefferson, Gesicki, Bijan Robinson.
God, this game is easy. Let me see what we can do with tight ends if we don't go with.
How can you get to Ertz? Can we get to Ertz?
So close, dude.
What if we go off of Ertz? What if we plug in Ertz? Well, how much money do we need to come down on?
We plug in Ertz and we just start at defense. We just go with
the Saints.
Eagles. No.
Saints are 3K. We're not playing Gesicki anymore, so we can.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we kind of finagled that one. Now we have $900 left, though.
Go up to Higbee.
Start Hawkinson. You can go Higbee. Yeah. Okay. There it is. There it is. That's it. That's it, folks.
Dan wants to know if we're playing Jonnu and DK at all. He's $2,900.
No, because he doesn't play enough, and
he's got a higher target share than Kyle Pitts does, though.
Yeah, but Kyle Pitts is getting ramped back up from the MCL. I'm telling you, the time to start Jonnu has already passed. We're always chasing things that are deteriorating. If this was a new injury for Pitts versus coming off a surgery and where he's trending in the right direction, then I might be like, hey, you know what? He's hurt his knee. He's got a hurt knee. It's going to keep trending this way. I just don't think it's going to keep trending that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. Swamp wants to know why not springing for Kelsey. We certainly can. We'd have to pivot off Bijan, get Kelsey in a tight end, and make a different move. But I still like the lineup as it is, getting Bijan in there.
So Swamp, if you want to make a Kelsey lineup, you should make it on FanDuel this week for 2 reasons. One, there's a rule of thumb at tight end that if you want to pay up for tight end, do it on FanDuel because their prices are cheaper at the top. Their prices at the bottom, they give you no discounts. So you don't start discount tight ends on FanDuel. If you're going to pay up for tight end, you do it on FanDuel. And then if you're going to go with discount ones, you do them on DraftKings and Yahoo. The other is, John, tell them what the other one is. The other
it's a price tag. He is 87.89 this week. That is 87 is Travis Kelce number. 89 is Taylor Swift's album 1989. So they're doing a little play on the Travis Swift connection there, the Taylor Kelce, however you want to call it.
It's like a meme price, right? And
the little meme price of 87.89 on Travis Kelce.
Now, here's the interesting part is that on DraftKings, Kelce is like almost 17% of your budget. On Yahoo, he's like over 15%, but that meme price on FanDuel is a discount. It's like 14%. Yeah. So not only do they give us a meme price, but they're actually giving us a little discount. So if you're going to make a Kelce lineup, FanDuel is the place to do it.
All right, let's rapid fire questions here. We've got a minute left. We got a few on the board here. So Steven wants to know, do we need one big question? Obviously, rapid fire. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. You need us to set your roster, Steven, is what you're saying.
Whole lineup. Definitely starting Bijan. Definitely starting Cup. Definitely. I mean, you're starting Cup, CD, Waddle. Those 3 for sure, and you're starting Bijan. So we just need one of those running backs, John.
Akane. Yeah. Gus Edwards in London for Skinny.
Gus Edwards. We like Gus Edwards, man. He's looking good.
Dalvin Cook's never going to play. Nope, not a chance.
No.
Juan wants to know Kamara, Pacheco, Taylor, Hall.
How many do you need? I'm using Kamara, Pacheco, and if I have to put one in the flex, and if I'm going to put something, and I'll just put Breece Hall in the flex.
Breece Hall, play Breece Hall.
Yep.
That is it. That's all we got here for today, everybody. Good luck with your Week 5 NFL slates. Coop and I will be in the Discord and on Twitter. Find us there. We will catch you all next week. Talk to you then.